2 more. Got them. No match for me.
All of my trays are being stored in the gray shed. Whose bright idea was this? We actually lost quite a bit of snow. It's been 50 degrees the last few days, which means I'm gonna get in that hoop house and get some work done. Okay, we've got, all right, in here we have a ton of trays. There's gotta be a couple channel tray, 2-3 channel trays in there. Hello. All right, I got my channel tray. Oh, it's called a row seed flat, I think. I call it a channel tray because there are channels. Everyone remain calm. Happy New Year. My sunglasses are all fogged up. I just grabbed them from out of my car. I don't need them in here. It is the 1st of January and we are gonna start the first seeds of 2023. Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm. And yes, my mother, she ordered me some pretty funny shirts for Christmas. I will put a link in the description below for the shirt. Why is Brad's phone here? Today I'm starting the very first seeds of the 2023 cut flower season. These I'm starting right here in my messy garage. And this is where we spend a lot of time in the winter, sowing seeds, potting up seeds, all of the above. We entertain a lot. My in-laws come over. They help me out a lot with the seeds. And it's actually just a nice space to sit and dabble. Anyway, that's where I'm starting the first seeds of 2023. I think you guys know what these are gonna be. Lisianthus, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds of Lisianthus that I'm gonna be starting from seed. Last year I had enormous success starting my Lisianthus from seed. I did have a little bit of, I think it was a fusarium wilt issue after I got them in the ground. Some of them turned brown and died, but I had a lot of great ones that bloomed from seed. I just had a tremendous Lisianthus season last year. I'm only starting about 1,000 Lisianthus seeds because I know my time is going to be limited. My space is limited in the grow room as well. And I ordered, like I did last year, I ordered plugs in from Farmer Bailey that will be arriving to the farm in April. So these are some that I'm starting from seed, and then the plugs are arriving in April. So many plugs, more than twice the number of plugs that I ordered last year, if you can believe it. So that should give me 2 100-foot rows of Lisianthus this year as opposed to the 1. And I also have been taking precautionary steps. Weed control. Last year, the weeds in the Lisianthus were out of control, and that's because I bought the wrong fabric for my ground. It's a biodegradable fabric that I use. There are a couple of different brands, and I accidentally ordered the wrong one. Anyway, I'll go into that in more detail because I'm putting together several videos for you guys. Now, first of all, I want to mention that I did start a second channel. So I have basically been toying with this idea for over a year now. I started this channel as a way to share Flower Hill Farm and the growing of the flowers and the selling of the flowers, and now my nursery. So all things gardening related. But when I'm not gardening or working my business, you can often find me in the kitchen and I come up with recipes. I'm also really hoping to have a much healthier lifestyle in 2023. So I'm doing a lot of meal prepping, a lot of grocery hauls, a lot of things like that. So I started a second channel to share all of those things because I found that the majority of the audience here on this channel is here for the flowers and here for gardening. And every time I shared a recipe video where I was cooking in the kitchen, it just didn't get the engagement that all of the gardening videos did. That's where I can put all of the lifestyle content. And a lot of times I would second guess, well, should I put like, I'm making jalapeno poppers. Should I put that on my channel? Are people gonna wanna see that? At least I know now that with this second channel that has a focus on food, fun, and family, which is what it's called. It's Food, Fun, and Family with Flower Hill Farm. That way I won't feel hesitant to share because I know a lot of the basically the community that I've built here on this channel is gardening focused, and I don't want to interrupt that with all of my, you know what my favorite thing to do with Veda is? Go thrifting at thrift stores. She loves thrift clothing. So things like that I'd love to share in my adventures in the kitchen. For instance, last night we had, for New Year's Eve, I made crab rangoon dip, I made spinach wontons, just so much deliciousness that I want to share with you guys that I'm hesitant to share on this channel. And that's what the second channel comes in. So I only have one video up there right now. It's an intro video of what you can expect on the channel. And anyway, if you guys are interested, subscribe to that channel. The link is in the description below. I'll put it up here as well. It's more for me and my creative outlets. And I know what everyone's thinking. Nicole, you really have time for this? Well, I'm in the kitchen anyway. I'm thrifting anyway. My mom and I have antiquing plans like nobody's business. Those are things that I'd love to share, and I'm doing it anyway. So the question of whether or not I have time for it is I'm already doing these things anyway. So yes, of course I have time. I'm really excited. Nothing's gonna change on this channel. I'm still gonna be, I have so many ideas and so many video things to share with you guys on this channel. So nothing's gonna change with this channel. I'm not switching and going completely over to the food channel, obviously. This will be good for me. I really love to have creative outlets, and I really felt like I needed to stick to the flowers on this channel. And on the other one, I'll have a little bit more leeway to post when I want, what I want. So that's exciting for me. It's allowing me to stay creative and like, guys, I'm making soaps, I crochet. There's so many things that I want to share with you guys that I felt limited to what I could share on this channel. Lifestyle with Flower Hill Farm. Anyway, that's not what this video is about.
Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Okay, so here is what I'm starting from seed. We have a Dublini White F1. I have 250 of these seeds, and this has a 97% germination rate, so that's great. These are from Johnny's, obviously, if you can't tell from the packaging, that's Johnny's. This one is my favorite, Roseanne Brown, Roseanne 3 Brown. 250 of these seeds. This has a 99% germination rate. That's amazing. They're pelleted seeds, guys. Lisianthus seeds, when they're not pelleted, are like dust. They're incredibly small. My flower friend Gina saved some from her own Lisianthus, and it literally looked like powder. It was crazy. Okay, we have this packet, another 250 seeds. This is Voyage Light Apricot. This is amazing. And there are 250, and this is a 93% germination rate. You can come in the garage, babe. Brad's tiptoeing around. You getting your winter coat? Make less noise next time. I'd appreciate it. Love and marriage. This next packet is Voyage Pink. It is 250 seeds. The germination rate, though, 87%. Hopefully, it will go swimmingly. Okay, these next three, which are technically just two, are from Geo Seeds. So Geo, I have one 100 packet of yellow, one 100 packet, and a second 100 packet of ABC white. This is ABC yellow too. Those really did beautifully for me. In fact, I think the ABC yellow was the first Lisianthus for me to bloom last year. I was harvesting buckets upon buckets of Lisianthus this past year. It was probably my favorite thing to harvest, only because the bunch of them together are, I think, probably the most beautiful crop, because you're harvesting Lisianthus. All right, it kind of more like, all right, okay. There are a few things that are like this. Zinnias are like similar in that they're basically in full bloom when you harvest them. Dahlias, so there's nothing like a bucket of Lisianthus or dahlias as opposed to a bucket of tulips. When you harvest tulips, they're a lot of times closed and not really in full color yet. So it's just very satisfying to harvest a bucket of Lisianthus and have it be right there. And honestly, a bouquet of just Lisianthus is one of the most beautiful things that I have ever seen. Okay, so I'm starting these seeds today in what's called a row seed flat. I refer to this as a channel tray because these are all just little channels for me. But the technical term is a row seed flat, I think. I haven't looked it up, and I'm recording with my phone, so I can't look it up. But I will put a link to these below, but don't order before I have because I need more of these. So hold off just like 10 minutes and let me order mine, and then you guys can order yours. Okay, so what they are though is a shallow tray. So it's not as deep as a regular tray. So you do need to have those shallow flats like the 10-20 trays, you need the shallow ones in order to effectively water, because you bottom water these trays, which means you don't pour water over the top, you pour water into the bottom and it soaks it up through the bottom. I found great success with using a channel tray last year for a number of reasons. And number one, it's just a much faster way to plant your Lisianthus seeds. A lot of times in the past, I use the soil blocking method, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with soil blocking. I will be soil blocking tens of thousands of seeds this year. In fact, I have a new machine on its way to me that I can't wait to share with you guys. But right now, I find that when I'm limited on time, like you guys know that I am, I will use this method to get the seeds planted in the quickest way possible. This also allows you to make sure your seeds are going to be germinating before you're wasting space on a soil block or something like that. So for instance, with this 87% germination rate, you're going to have some seeds that don't germinate. And if that's in a soil block, it's wasted space on your grow station, whatever you're growing in. I have an enormous setup in my basement. If you guys have not seen that, I'll do new tours of that space. It's a filthy rotten mess right now. A filthy rotten mess. That's one of my goals this week, is to clean the grow room. Anyway, this is a tray that I will be using for many things this year. I found it was greatly helpful when I started my stock, when I started poppies, and my Lisianthus. Honestly, those are the things that I used these trays for last year. I'll definitely do that again, and I'll probably do some other things too. I think I did larkspur and stuff like that, but I'm not sure that I'm growing larkspur this year. Details to come on some flowers that have been kicked off the farm. We are going to be filling this with soil. We have to have a growing medium first, guys. Now, everyone asks me what my favorite thing to use is, and I know a lot of people use Pro Mix, a lot of people use other mediums. I basically use one thing here at my house for germinating and seed starting, and that is Vermont Compost Fort V. This video is longer already than I expected. Let's go check out my giant sling of soil. Hello? I'm over here. This is my giant sling of soil. It's a 2-yard sling. And it is this, basically the formula is said to be best for soil blocking. It's delicious, nutritious, and fantastic for your plants. Okay, so that I haven't even opened yet, guys. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. Last year, I used the whole thing. I did indeed. I contemplated ordering 2 of them this year, but then I decided I'm gonna use the one, and this is gonna be my soil blocking and my germination method, and then I have a ton of other soil at the nursery that I can use for the rest of my stuff. Okay, let's get back under the ring light here, under the good lighting. Oh, here comes the sun, la da da da. Some other benefits of the channel row seed flat trays include limited space on your heat mat. No problem. Use a seed flat tray. Oh, let's see. Limited space in your grow room? No problem. Use a seed flat tray. Not sure of your germination rate? No problem. Use a seed flat tray. The only thing I could say about the basically negatives, which I did a whole video, I think, on the pros and cons of this last year, but just to summarize it smallly, it is more work later on to then pot this stuff up. But I say, in defense of that, if you don't start the seeds, you won't have anything to pot up. Boo. So that is my defense of using a channel tray, is if you don't start the seeds, if you don't make the time to start the seeds, say you don't have time to soil block, you're running out of the room, it would take me about, once this is filled with soil, it's gonna take me about 45 seconds to start these seeds. Let's test it, shall we? Okay, maybe that was a little bit aggressive. It's gonna take me 2 minutes to start these seeds once it's filled with the soil. 2 minutes.
2 minutes, let's count. Yeah.
I'm punchy this morning. Labeling. Yes, so labeling your trays. This is a method that I started to use last year, where I have a notebook, a handy dandy notebook. And I labeled the tray, like I would label this tray A. And then I would label them 1 through 20, the rows. And then, because there are 20 rows in a seed flat row 20 tray. And then on my handy dandy notebook, I would write down what row contained what seeds. And God help us if I ever lost the notebook. But guess what I also do? I take photos of the pages. So I'll have my phone, which I'm recording on right now, so I can't show you. But here I have my phone, and I took a photo of the page that I wrote on. So if I misplace my notebook, or more likely, if my husband misplaces my notebook, I have a record of what's in tray A. Tray A. We must label. Let us fill with soil and start the seeds, shall we? Since this is the longest video about starting seeds in the history of videos. We gonna open up the bag. Yes, we is. Oh dear. Oh, how? But how? Oh, it's a fancy, not a fancy. Oh dear. I think I require scissors. Oh yes. Follow the yellow brick road. Oh, there you are. I shall take, I'm guessing this is the release strap. Nope, that's making it tighter. Ah, yes. Ah, release, sweet release. Oh, even better. Oh, I'm so sorry. Windshield wiper fluid. Sorry. What exactly did I do over there? We wish the secret weapon. This is the rope that never ends. We are getting a lot of 90s references in this video. Or those 80s references. I don't know. We gonna get there. Yes, we is. I envisioned this being like the scene from Grinch where she's putting the Christmas lights on the thing and then she slides down, she goes, woo! That's exactly what it was like. I'm just using a bucket. I have a scooper. Where's my scoopty scoop? This is why I said by the time I get the soil in, it's only gonna take me 2 minutes because obviously this is a lot longer of a process. This should be good. For the channel tray? Maybe, I don't know, let's check. Might need a second bucket. Back this up. Or just, no, too heavy. Too heavy. This is just my phone. So I don't have a proper tripod. Okay, let's just back up a little bit more. Okay. This is the best we can do, people. Oh my gosh, it is so delicious. Oh my, I love this soil. It smells so good. Speaking of smelling good, I have to tell you guys that Erin the Impatient Gardener, at the end of last winter, I made a joke on my Instagram. And I said, I wish I could package the smell of dirt. I would wear it like perfume. And Erin goes, Nicole, they make that perfume. She sent me a link and I bought it. So I have a perfume that smells like dirt. And it's amazing. You know what it really smells like? It smells like a mixture of beets and carrots. And it is called Dirt. And I will put a link to it in the description below because it is fantastic. And if you, like me, have a hard time getting through the winter and without getting your hands dirty. Fortunately for me, I have a farm and I start seeds in January. But if you guys aren't starting seeds for a couple more months and you want to smell like you've just been ruffling it up in the earth, this perfume's for you. This is almost the perfect amount of soil. I'm just gonna, there's 1 row, 2 rows that are empty. I'm gonna move it down. I don't want the soil to be like patted down. This is just a germination. They are not gonna be here. Honestly, for Lisianthus, guys, it'll probably be in this tray for 5 to 6 weeks because they are slow growers. You guys know this. They are slow growers. You like how crooked I am? Shall we fix it? Yeah, I'm still crooked. Up here. I cannot stop today. I'm just so excited because I have some huge goals for this year. Obviously, we have goals with the nursery. Obviously, we have goals with the flower farm. We have those goals, but I also have goals for sharing with you guys too. I want to be more consistent which means basically producing a schedule of sharing so that I don't like 8 days go by and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't been sharing something. Because I don't know if you guys know, but the YouTube algorithm is a real thing. And if I don't share something at least once a week, they stop showing my channel to my subscribers, not just to like a regular public who have never seen me before, but to you guys. If I don't post on a regular basis, they just stop showing my stuff in the feed. So I'm trying to be more consistent because I think that that's just the best for me and the best for you, the best for everyone, really. So is the soil. It's honestly the perfect amount. 1 bucket equals 1 channel tray, 20 seed flat rows-ish thing. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna do a little spready spread. Make sure the soil is in all of the edges. A lot of times that's a mistake that I make is I don't push the soil all the way to the edge. It might even be easier to show up here. And then a seed will get there and then it'll get lost. It'll go down 1/2 inch and it'll have a different experience. So some people will add mosquito bits to their soil as they're planting. And that is a preventative way for preventing fungus gnats. Fungus gnats are a thing. Fungus gnats are awful. I've had them most years. But I decided not to do that in my soil. I might add mosquito bits to the top if I see an issue. But I've done a horrible job keeping my basement clean this year. So I'm a little bit nervous about the fungus gnat situation. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get my handy dandy notebook, and then I am going to write down what I'm gonna be sowing and what section. And then I will be putting some vermiculite on top of this, which is an algae preventer. I think I'm gonna mix some cinnamon with my vermiculite and I'm gonna sprinkle the top of that, mostly because it smells delicious, but also it's a way to prevent algae. Both the vermiculite and the cinnamon will together do it. I did an experiment last year where I did cinnamon on some trays and not on others, and the ones with the cinnamon definitely had less algae growth. And now, my notebook. I forgot my notebook. Now I am prepared. So I have tray A. We're gonna start with the Dublini white. Last year I only grew the Dublini pink and people were obsessed. I had someone drive from hours away to come to a bouquet bar at my nursery, and they had me put together, they brought their own vessel. They had me put together a bouquet with just the Dublini pink and some greenery. Dublini is a multi-headed smaller Lisianthus. They're so beautiful. And this is the Dublini white. I do believe I ordered some Dublini pink plugs. So I'm just scattering these ever so slightly. I'll show you a close-up. I don't want to crowd the space, but also Lisianthus are so small for so long that you can plant them a little bit closer than normal. And then when these are, it depends on how quickly they grow, usually between 5 and 6 weeks old, that is when I will pot them up into, last year I did it to a 200 tray. And then after that, I potted them up to a 38 tray, to a 38 tray. I think they'd be okay in a 50 as well. But the ones I potted up into a 38 tray took off, and they are, you got to remember that plants are a lot of times hardier than we give them credit for, and not when it comes to like temperature. I mean, a lot of times you don't have to fuss over these babies, and the Lisianthus roots, in my experience, which has been years of transplanting them, basically disrupting the roots and planting them into a bigger space, they have never been adversely affected by that. So I say this is totally okay. So this is one sprinkling of the Dublini. I think I might put a few more right here, and then I'll take up another row. I do probably have 2 more rows worth. So probably 1, 2, and 3 will be the Dublini. Did I mention this? I don't remember. Not sure if I mentioned yet, but I am working on a series of Q&A videos about the nursery. And honestly, some of the questions are flower farm related. I had planned on doing a separate flower farm Q&A, but a lot of the questions are crossover. I recorded a little bit the other day, and it was an hour and a half already, and I haven't even gotten through half the questions. So I think I'm gonna break it into a 3-part series and maybe 2 or 3-part series of questions, because that's just a long video. I know some people like longer videos, but I'm thinking about breaking it up into like 45-minute videos, because who has time to watch an hour and a half? I mean, I know some of you will say, I do, but not the majority of people are not gonna want to watch an hour and a half of me rambling on. I mean, honestly, if you're still here, bravo, because I'm rambling on all throughout this video is a ramble. Just in a really good mood today. I think this is it. So 3 rows of the Dublini white. There's a tiny bit more, but I'm gonna sprinkle them over the existing rows. And I'm gonna kiss them all. I love you. You're going to be good. Okay. Rows 1 through 3. Dublini. Okay, now I'm gonna go and continue on for the next one. This is Roseanne Brown. And then the rest I'll go on down the line. I'd like to take up this whole tray. So the next one I'm gonna spread out over 5 rows, I think. We'll go 1, 2, 3, let's do 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the apricot. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the pink. And then 3 for the yellow. 3 for the white and 1 for the yellow. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm just gonna spread these out over more so that I take up the whole tray. Nobody likes empty like channels. Nobody wants an empty channel. Oh, they're so staticky. They want to stay in their home, but you will love it here, I promise. 2 more, come on. Roseanne Brown, rows 4, 5, 6, and 7, 4 through 7. So it only sounds like 3, but it's actually 4, because 7 minus 4 is only 3, but it's row 4, 5, 6, and 7. Numbers are tricky. Indeed. All right, let's go to the apricot. The apricot. You shall be amazing. Row 8, row 9, row 10, and row 11. Yes. Perfect. 8 through 11 is apricot. Voyage pink. Oh, they were hiding in the cap. Tricky, tricky. Okay. Any of you? No, thankfully, because I would not have known from whence they came. I am doing row 12, row 13, row 14. Oh, my stomach is growling. I'm starving. 12, 13, 14, 15. 12 through 15. All right, let's do yellow. I'm usually not able to rip the Geo seed packets. That was a miracle. Oh, look at the cute little vessel. It's a little different. It's got a pop top. Ready? Yeah. Pop the top. Yellow, ABC yellow. Rows 16 and 17. Hey, Geo. I like your style. ABC white. If you ever see me looking at the camera like this, that's me in a slight panic going, did I push record? Because on my phone, it's hard to tell. I mean, my big camera has the red light blinking that you can see, but sometimes on my phone, it's like, oh, have I been sitting here? Well, so my big camera, if I forgot to push record, will shut down in 30 seconds. So you're like, oh shoot, my screen's gone, everything's gone. I've done it before, especially at the nursery when I'm recording a video and maybe I stop and then I mean to start again and I never push the button and I'm not recording, and then 8 minutes go by and I look to push stop and not even recording. And sometimes there are nuggets of gold that you just cannot get back. Okay, 18, 19, and 20 ABC white. Here they are. Now they look crowded, but I promise you this, oh look, come on, share the love, share the love. And I will only sprinkle a very light dusting of vermiculite and cinnamon mixture on this. And I will spritz them with agua, with water. And that's it. They'll go downstairs. I'll put a humidity dome and I'll put them on the heat mat. Okay, now I'm just doing the light sprinkling of vermiculite because Lisianthus prefers to be exposed. Naughty. But I've done it both ways where I've accidentally gone a little too heavy on my vermiculite and it sprouted up eventually. So if you've already covered yours, no worries. I'm sure it will be fine. I grossly overestimated the amount of vermiculite that I was going to need to cover my tray. I have a ton. It's good though because the cinnamon didn't mix in too far. Ooh, it smells fantastic. Speaking of smells, I just went to look for my dirt perfume and I don't know where it is. I cannot find it. I bet you it's in the bathroom closet and the bathroom was occupied when I went in. Okay, that's done. Here are my brownies covered in crushed walnuts. Now I will spray them with water and bring them downstairs. My first mistake of the year. I just found this with pellets left. I wasn't paying attention. Oopsie. I guess I can watch this video back and figure out who it is. But I forgot. Some of you might wonder why I didn't pre-moisten the soil that went into the tray. I'm trying something a little bit different with the Lisianthus. I find that maybe having the entire tray full of wet soil is going to encourage more algae growth when in fact the Lisianthus seeds are sitting at the top of the soil and won't be using any of that because their Lisianthus seeds prefer light to germinate. They require light for germination. So the pellets themselves are sitting on the top of the soil to have the soil an inch down be moist. I just don't know. By the time these seeds even germinate, that soil is gonna be dry anyway. So I just heavily sprayed the top with my little sprayer and that helps to A, dissolve the pellet, and B, obviously the top just needs to be wet. Now I will go down there and I will spray it probably twice a day, if not 3 times a day. You gotta babysit the babies. And I need to figure out who the heck these are so that I can go sprinkle it down. Okay, that's it guys. Thanks so much for, that's all for today's video. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm really excited about the second channel that I'm creating because then I get to share more of my world with you guys. It's a little cold in here. I told Brad I didn't want him to turn the pellet stove on until I recorded this video because the pellet stove has a fan that's like, so there's a constant like background noise. So thank you, Brad, for holding off on heating the air. That's it for today's video. For 2023, we will remain calm. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Why won't you open? Bradley! Hey, Brad! Brad! Hello? My phone's over there. I cannot even text for help. You can't hear me. Row 12.